Good afternoon. I had written a two-act play called Exiles in Brooklyn, and it's a dramedy, and I put two-act plays into 10 separate section scripts on videos by acting the characters in audio narrative off the 10 scripts. I hope you will enjoy it. Exiles in Brooklyn by Wayne Erreca. A two-act play. Time, November 17, 1963. In an apartment on Doughty Street and Elizabeth Place in Brooklyn, New York. Act 1, Scene 1. It is a cold November morning on Doughty Street, on the corner of Elizabeth Place, in the shadows of the Brooklyn Bridge towering above Marvin Porter's small New York apartment. It's in the corner of the Blenfeld Mansion fire brick building, and his closed window can't keep the busy morning traffic noise from filtering in. This has been his refuge for the past 8 years without stepping outside. The last time he walked down the Brooklyn streets was on a dark and icy night in 1955, when his life tragically took a detour from the world he once intimately loved. Now, living alone and having a sickly, estranged mother who hasn't seen for many years, and having his overbearing older brother who delivers his weekly groceries every Thursday, Marvin tediously spends his days writing obituaries for a local newspaper. It's November 17, 1963, and Broadway's production of Camelot had its successful run at the Majestic Theater. The President of the United States of America is John F. Kennedy, and he has already experienced a close brush with nuclear war with Russia over the Cuban Missile Crisis. U.S. troops are steadily being sent to a faraway place called Vietnam, and Governor George Wallace of Alabama is trying to prevent integration of blacks into the Tuskegee High School. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. has just given a civil rights speech in Washington, D.C. about having a dream, and there is an obscure British band called the Beatles, and has a new record out called I Want to Hold Your Hand. Marvin's front door opens as the lights slowly rise. His brother, George Porter, wearing a dark gray suit and hat, enters carrying a paper grocery sack. It's Thursday, and like every other Thursday, he walks past the piano against the wall and into the kitchen. A black leather lounge chair is in front of the bookshelf, just down from the kitchen hallway entrance. A tattered oriental carpet is on the floor with an old sofa resting on it. There is a wooden desk and chair by the bathroom door near the hallway entrance, with an old Underwood typewriter, and stacks of paper scattered on top of the cluttered desk. On the walls are an assortment of picture frames, mementos, and various knickknacks from his past. George enters from the kitchen. "Marvin!" He goes to the typewriter, pulls the page from its cartridge, and he sits in the black chair and sarcastically reads out loud the obituary. Thomas Williamson, honorary club member, father of three, and United States Postal Service carrier for 20 years, succumbed to a year-long illness on November 15, 1963. He will be remembered for his charitable contributions to the Franz Pimpleton's House and Garden Society of Diker Heights. The bedroom door opens. Marvin Porter is 38 years old, wearing crumpled pajamas and a tattered terry-cloth robe. "What are you doing here? That's no way to talk to your big brother." "You woke me up." "Sorry, it's 9:30 if you care. Do you know your door's lock's broken? It was working for me. Did you do it?" "No, you always have an excuse to blame me, and if you don't want people walking in, fix it." "George, what are you here? It's Thursday. I'm always here on Thursdays. It's a grocery day, right?" Marvin notices this missing page from the typewriter. "Where is it?" "Where's what?" "You know damn well what. What are you talking about?" "My paper and my typewriter. What did you do with it?" George nonchalantly holds the paper up from behind his back. "With a little luck, you'll win the Pulitzer Prize for Obituary of the Year." Marvin grabs the paper and rolls it back into the Underwood typewriter. "Isn't anything sacred to you?" Sure. The Magna Carta and Gettysburg Address, but not the schluck you write. You should be making novels and plays, something respectable Mother would be proud of. Even a cookbook would be better than writing about dead people. You're not my agent. Don't pop a blood vessel, baby brother. Where's the coffee? Do you have something against caffeine on Thursdays? Marvin opens the front door. "See you next Thursday." "Why the bum's rush?" "I want to talk to you about something." "Write me a letter." Marvin starts for his bedroom. "It's about Mother." "Did she put me back in her will?" "No, that hasn't changed." "I'm tired and have to piss. What is it?" "I need a cup of coffee first. There's a diner on the corner." "If there's no coffee, then you're stuck with me for the rest of the afternoon. When was the last time you cleaned this pigsty?" "What do you care? Are you working for the health department?" "If I was, you'd be evicted now." "Stop breaking my balls, George. You're not going to make me mad." "Not until I get my coffee." "Screw it. I'll get it." George starts for the kitchen. Marvin stops him. "You're not rummaging in there." "Rummaging? I'd rather stick my head up the ass of a constipated elephant. I just want a damn cup of coffee." "I'll get your goddamn coffee." "I'll do it." "I don't want you in there." "I put your groceries in there every Thursday." "That's different." "What's different? Is this Thursday any different than any other Thursday?" "Don't confuse me. You make me feel like I can't figure things out my own way." "Why? Who the hell cares? It's Thursday, damn it." "You want coffee?" "Yeah, I want a fucking cup of coffee." Marvin enters the kitchen, leaving George in the living room for a short moment of silence. "Mother warned you about living alone, and I swear you're growing loonier by the day. I've got friends. The Pope's got a mistress too. You don't have any friends, Marvin. You only have suckers running errands for you. You're a grown man still living with our mother. And what gives you any right to lecture me? At least she has one son who sacrifices his life for her, and look where you're at. You're in a dump and going nowhere." "Spare me. The holy crap, St. George. You want cream and sugar?" "Black. It's always been black." Marvin steps into the kitchen doorway. "So, what's up with Mother? When was the last time you saw her?" It was on her birthday. Yeah, her 64th birthday. But she's 72 years old now. So what? A few years have passed by. It's not a crime. That's all you have to say? I swear the doctor dropped you on your head when you were born. The water pop whistles. I hope you like Sanka, as long as it's black. George sits in the black leather chair. You know something, little brother? You were normal once. Remember when we were kids jumping on the Flatbush trolley in those hot summer days in Nathan's hot dog shake at Coney Island? and about when we were watching the Dodgers at Ebbets Field. Now, those were the days. Then comes the 1955 Bums clobbering the damn Yankees, and you did a swan dive off the Brooklyn Bridge. You think I don't know what you went through? Everyone knew, especially Mother. Marvin breaks a cup of coffee to George. Especially Mother? And since when? How many more years do I have to convince you that she was broken when you did that? It wasn't my fault. Nobody pushed you, Marvin. How was she supposed to know you would do something like that? If she listened to the radio instead of sipping sherry and playing pinochle at the women's auxiliary, she might have known better to keep her mouth shut. Was she supposed to be Madame Medusa, the mind-sucking psychic? She ruined my life, George. Look at me. I have more phobias than you have fingers and toes. I take that back. Throw in your two ugly ears, too. She didn't want to hurt you. My career is a footnote in the Who's Who column for lousy wannabes in Nowheresville. Blame the rotten bastards that turned their backs on you. They were your friends. They were scared. Everyone was scared. Every damn one of them. When they put their fingers on me, I was poison, George. And I was like a bucket full of stinking carp at a fish fry. There is knocking on the entrance door. Marvin opens it. An elderly woman in her mid-60s wearing a loose-fitting flower print dress and a large red ribbon in her hair is standing in the doorway. It's Mrs. Sidney Bloomfeld, the widowed owner of the apartment building. What's up, Sidney? Is everything all right here? Sure, why? I heard screaming. No, nobody's screaming in here. It must have been down the hall. No, I distinctly heard screaming voices in your apartment. No, it's just George and me. We're just talking. Marvin, I'm old, but I can still hear a mouse farting from 50 feet away. Don't lie to me. It makes you small. Listen, you can beat each other if you want. That's your stupid privilege. The main reason I'm here, I have a plumber coming this afternoon. I know you hate being disturbed, but he will be inspecting everyone's kitchen pipes, and he's starting on this floor. Can you schedule him for another day? No, time is money. It's impossible to get him back without him charging me double. I have a deadline to write, and I'm already behind schedule. Writing obituaries will never know they're late because they're already dead. But the families do, Sidney. No buts, Marvin. You have no idea about leaky pipes and water damage to my floors and the stinky mildewed carpets that bring filthy rats. Do you know rats love dark and soggy places? Did you know that? What rats? I haven't any rats. You only think you don't, and that's why we need a plumber. Who else is stupid enough to be crawling around filthy rat-infested places? Let the plumber do his work, Marvin. It's only right. I don't want him wandering in here. No wandering, I promise. Just under the kitchen sink. Don't forget, he'll be here any time, and I'll check back in a while. And George, yes, Mrs. Bloomfield? Stop screaming at your brother. It makes my little Ralphie piss on my clean carpet. And Marvin, be nice to the plumber. He's my rabbi's stupid nephew. City exits. That prehistoric fossil is going to live forever, and I'm lucky not living here. Wash your cup before you go. Marvin exits to the bedroom, and a few seconds pass. She's dying. The bedroom door slowly opens. She said she wasn't dying from breast cancer 5 years ago, and 10 months later she complained she had a broken hip and she kept walking. And just last year she was convinced she had an inoperative brain tumor. What is she dying from now? It's her heart. The doctors give her less than a month to live. Marvin stands in the bedroom doorway. See you next Thursday. Marvin enters his bedroom and closes the door, and George stands outside the door. That's it? That's all you've got to say? George waits for a response that doesn't come. He takes his cup to the kitchen. The sound of breaking glass is heard. He moves to the hallway and stops outside Marvin's bedroom door. That Sanka tastes like shit, and so does your hospitality. You're both losers. George exits. Marvin soon enters, moving into the kitchen, getting a glass of milk and sitting at his desk. He begins typing. Soon he is interrupted by opera music coming from the next apartment. The music is sidetracking him, and he struggles to keep typing, and he abruptly stops. He briefly paces the floor, and with his patience running dry, he pounds on the wall. The opera music promptly stops. Satisfied, he continues typing. There is a loud knocking on his entrance door. He freezes.